to act on yourself. This is our first episode in English, so we're very excited about this. My name is Irene Milagros, but everybody calls me Mila. So just call me Mila because I feel weird if you call me Irene or Irene. I feel like you're screaming at me. Okay, so this is my partner, Denise.
Hello, my name is Denise Camacho. I am the Irene Mila Casanova partner in this crazy podcast.
Yes, and this podcast is basically about acting on yourself. This is the reason for the name is because we like the double meaning behind it, because it implies that you have to act on yourself, take action on what's happening to you, but also act in the sense of acting way, because we are both actresses. We met in theater. That's how we met, through our theater school in Venezuela called Grupo Fábula, which is not a sponsor, but it is a partner of this podcast. And that's where we learn all of our acting techniques. And we're super happy and super excited about this because we learned that acting and all of these exercises became sort of a therapy for us. We discovered that, and when we had to leave our country, we realized that there was something missing from our life, and that's how this podcast came to be.
We started to go through moments in our life that we were like, okay, now stop it. What are we doing? We need to do something that brings us back to what we love, what we are, who we are, and we decided to do it in this way because Mila can do it from where she is, I can do it from where I am. I am right now living currently in Ireland. Mila is living in Colombia. So we decided like the way that acting helps us and all these techniques and all these ways to heal that we find through theater, we can share it with other people, and maybe we could help other people the same way that these techniques help us, and the way that we maybe help our friends when we talk and we give advice. I myself, I've been going through a lot of things in my life right now, and I feel like I have a lot to share, and a love as well. I have a lot to share.
Yeah.
And I would like to tell people my story. And Mila and I think we can create a really nice place for people just to feel safe and feel comfortable sharing their stories as well.
Yeah, 100%. And this is a great way to heal and to just let go of a lot of things that might be troubling you, might be troubling us. And this is the way that we're going to do this podcast through our own experiences. We're not certified therapists yet. We're getting there, but we are just basically sharing our own experiences and everything that we had learned through theater and how it healed us. And I think it doesn't matter if you are not an actor. It doesn't matter. This podcast is for everyone. It's for everyone who needs a place to feel safe, to feel like they're going to be heard, and where we can talk about problems. This is an open door for everyone, and this is in both languages. Some episodes are going to be in English. Some episodes are going to be in Spanish, because obviously English is not our first language. But we have a lot of friends in Ireland and Canada and the United States, and people who are English native speakers, and we feel like we really want to help people and we want to reach as many people as we can. So that's why we're going to do some episodes in Spanish, some other in English. But yeah, we're trying to reach a lot of people.
Yeah, and we think as well, it will help us to communicate. Sometimes I communicate better in English. Sometimes I communicate better in Spanish. So it would help us just to, to show a little bit of who we are, because this is also part of who we are, talking another language and stuff like that. And I think it would help us as well to know a little bit more of us. This podcast in general, like, we've been talking a lot about self-knowledge, and we always think it's a really important part of the journey of us as humans, and also for actors it's really important, the self-knowledge, because it's something that we learn in early stages when we acting. But it's not just when you're gonna act that you need to know your limits, your boundaries. I think is
Yeah.
a general thing that everybody should know. And constantly, and know as well, like we're constantly changing, so it's not just a thing that you, oh yeah, I know who I am since like who I was when I was a teenager. It's completely different. Is you are a completely different person from 2 years ago, from a year ago, from a week
Exactly.
ago. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I yesterday I was in a psychology speech that a friend of mine, Sasa, she was talking about that when you're a teenager, when you're a child, you have not developed every neuron in your brain. Like your brain is still developing. You're still growing up,
mhm.
and that means that you're not the same person. And you don't perceive the world in the same way that you used to. And even as adults, we change and our lives change, and self knowledge is super important for us to understand why we answer to some situations the way we do it, and how do we control that, or how yeah, or try to understand it just to let it go, because sometimes we see, I don't know, we see something in the television and we are very moved by it, or maybe we don't feel anything. So all of that comes from self knowledge and knowing yourself and self discovery. And that is super important for actors and for humans in general. And one of the things that is also super important for all of us is how we talked to ourselves. Like when we found out who we are, and we're constantly doing that, that is a constant thing in your life. But also, there is a voice inside your head that might change with you, that might grow up with you. And it sometimes that voice is great, and sometimes it's not so great. In my case, it has turned into my worst enemy, and this happens a lot with artists and with everyone basically. But I have noticed that with artists sometimes it's even worse, because we criticize
A lot.
ourselves very much.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's a really competitive like place to be. You as an artist, you always comparing yourself to others. It doesn't matter if you trying or not. If you're auditioning, you're comparing yourself with the other 100 people that is auditioning as well. And it's really
yeah,
hard to just try to be kind to yourself. Like that voice inside your head could be either your best friend or your worst enemy. In my case, it's been both, but most of the time, I wonder why I don't have the willing to like be as kind as I am with others with myself. Like that voice sometimes can be
exactly.
really, really mortifying, and I wonder like,
Yeah.
why? You know, like it's a journey to try to understand how my brain process, and I guess a lot of people has this question as well, like why I can be so kind and nice with everybody else, but when it comes to me, my
But
needs,
not to myself,
yeah,
exactly.
whatever I need, or my dreams, or believing in myself, why is so complicated to say yes, you're good at this, you can do this, go for it, you know.
Oh my god, yes. The self sabotage,
Mm-hmm.
it goes with the self knowledge. Self sabotage comes, yeah, along
Yeah,
with it. And it's like,
100%.
no, we need to learn, and we need to distinguish that voice from ourselves. We need to learn that this voice is there, but it's not us. And that is something that is a key to what I have understood. But we need to know ourselves in order to understand that this voice is not who we are.
Yeah.
This voice, it can be a friend or it can be an enemy, but it's not who we are. We're more than that. And that is something super important. We are not our mental conditions, we're not our mental illnesses, our mental health. We're not that. We're more than that. We are a
Yeah,
compendium of
we
things,
are so
a
many
mix of
things. And I
things.
think also the more you know yourself, the more you know the limit of this voice, like how much I can hear to this voice really, because I know myself, I know my worth. And I think that's when the work, the job, like you need to start working on that, to the point that okay, I have this voice, and sometimes it's inevitable, like you're gonna have it in there, but you know yourself enough to say stop it, like this is enough, I'm gonna hear you
Exactly.
until this point, you're not helping me right now. Or sometimes the
Yeah.
voice is just hyping you up, like yeah, do it, and then you can decide when to listen to this. But that's when self-knowledge and being aware of who you are as a person inside your physical body, your mental health as well, it has to be involved in all of this kind of journey, I'll
Yes.
say.
And it's super important to know that this voice is not stronger than you. You know, it's like you decide if you want to listen to this voice, like what you were saying. You decide if this voice is being a friend or is being an enemy. And yeah, and you need to know that you're stronger than this voice, and that sometimes you can shut it up. That you can, but it's very hard. Okay, I have been there. We have both been there. Obviously. In that place where our mental health is not in the best place, and it's very difficult to not listen to that voice and not to be self-sabotaged by our own voice and by our own fears, demons. You can call them whatever you want to call them. As long as you know. That's actually a key. Yeah. That's actually a key to name this voice. It's something that helped me in therapy. Yeah, naming this voice, because it would differentiate this voice from me.
It would help you to know where I started when this voice or whatever this is talking
like a character.
To me. It's like a character, exactly.
Like a character.
So everything is connected. I think it's very important. When it comes to love yourself, that there's many, like, this is something that we want to talk about it through this the episodes of the season or whatever we're going to do with the podcast, but I think the main thing in here is to know that you can work on yourself. Not like there's a lot of people that doesn't feel comfortable going to therapy, but there's many ways, exercises, many ways to get in touch with your inner self and to understand what's going on in your brain and in yourself. And sometimes we can heal ourselves and we don't have a clue how to do it. So maybe we could all try to learn in here, like in this journey.
Exactly. So basically, we're going to help you with that. We're going to have meditations. We're going to have exercises in this podcast. We're going to do one right now. We're just going to do like a little bit of that exercise, and then you can click in the description below or somewhere over this video to go to that exercise and do it, like the whole thing, a complete exercise. But remember, this is just a mental game. This is just a personality quiz. This is not something like super, oh my god, you're gonna discover things about yourself, but all of these answers can change at some point or another. So I'm gonna do this with Denise.
Yeah, and sometimes it's very important as well you to know that if there's no wrong or right on the answers. Like this is kind of a game, it's an exercise that would help you. We could say like, okay, this would mean this and that, but no, there's no right or wrong answer. It's not like, oh, you did wrong, you have a bad, I don't
know. No, not at all. It's not right or wrong answers. It's just the way things are. And this is the part where you act on yourself. Okay, these are exercises for you. So let's just try to relax. Denise, try to relax. Just breathe a little bit. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. All right, I want you now to imagine a desert. Okay, try to see the weather. How do you feel with the sand? All of that. Okay, and now I want you to imagine a cube. How is this cube? Is it big? Is it small? Is it see-through? What color is it? What material is it? Okay, everything about the cube. How far are you away from this cube? How do you feel about this cube? Okay, and that's it. That's just what we're gonna do in this podcast today. So before I say what it means, Denise, tell me about what you saw. How was this cube? Describe it.
In this like moment, I went to like a really hot desert. It was very hot. It was warm. Okay. And the cube was really big. It was really near to me. I could touch it if I wanted. It was completely, you can see through it. It was glass. And yeah, it was really big. It was like floor level, like on, it wasn't like floating
on
or
the ground,
anything like
on
that.
The sand.
Yeah, it was on the sun.
Okay.
And yeah, it was really big. It was really big. That's all. I remember it's really big and transparent.
Okay. Well, basically, the cube represents you, and it represents your ego. It's basically like a self-portrait. Don't feel too bad if you say, "Oh my God, my ego is too big." No, that's not. Don't worry. Okay, we're artists. We understand that. Okay, But if it's see-through, it means that you are a very honest person. It means that you're very, what you see is what you get. You're not lying around. You're just you are very true. Okay? And also you're very grounded. This cube was, on the sand. So it means that you're grounded. You're not dreaming away and stuff. You're very realistic. So and it's near you and it's approachable. That means that you're approachable, that you're a people person. So that's basically what this answer means. And if you want to know more, and if you want to, this it has a lot of questions. This personality quiz, it has a lot of questions, so that you know more about yourself. So that video is in the description below or somewhere around here. And that's it for today.
We did it!
Yay! We're gonna see each other for our next podcast. Our next episode is in English, is about boundaries. So it's super important.
Yes.
That topic. So that's it for today.
So
Thank you for coming.
Like the
Thank
video,
you for being here.
Just remember to like it, share it with people. This is a new journey for us, so we would love you to join. And just subscribe to our channel and just be with us and see what happens.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you for being here, guys. Bye.
Bye. Yes. Se logró.